We focus on pre-K through 6th grade and kind of flexible on that. I've actually been specifically requested to do middle school, and it depends on the middle school, but I have done middle schools. I get really good with the older kids. I'm sarcastic at nature, so I really do love the older kids, but we focus on pre-K through 6th grade. That age group where they're still very interested in learning, and when you start getting into the preteen, they start to maybe lose some of that. So I like to capture them when they're still green, still really fresh, still really interested in it, and I notice that they carry that interest on for a long time.
Final ingredients.
Final ingredients. What do you think what's going to happen? Yeah.
It's gonna melt.
It's going to melt? I think so. What are you backing away for? I'm not going to hurt you. What gas is this, Ryder?
Carbon dioxide gas.
Very good. All right, are you ready? Count to 3.
1, 2, 3.
Ooh. I really was always aware of screen time not really being that great for kids, but it was just something that to me was a logical thing, but it didn't really hit home until I had my son. So I had my son, and at a very early age, he's just one of those kids that likes TV. You know, some kids are just naturally gravitating towards it. Some kids, they kind of shy away from it. He was one of the kids that really liked screens, so I had to limit it. And then I started doing some research. And when kids are watching a screen, they're not activating very many parts of their brain.
Yeah.
Tell me if you hear this. And that's it. There's no activity going around. They've hooked up children to monitors, and when they're watching a TV screen, their brain waves are matched out of someone who's sleeping. So that was very scary to me. When children get to participate, or they go outside and they climb a tree, or you have flash cotton that is a fireball right in front of their face, and they literally get activated. Activated means they have dopamine and adrenaline that rushes through them. And the frightening thing is that's what TV companies do. That's what video game makers do, is they actually purposefully market TV shows and games that will trigger that dopamine, adrenaline reflex, so they're literally making your children get addicted to television. And when you're watching TV, we all like TV. We all like to see these big movies because there's colors, there's action, but you're not participating in it. You're just having this input that you have no participatory involvement in whatsoever. So you're not flexing anything. Whereas when you are participating, your hands are getting dirty. When we have workshops and they have to pour, even if during my shows, it's hold this light bulb. That's it. They don't have to do anything except hold the light bulb and watch me. They're still participating. They're having movement, their motor functions, and so that means that their entire brain is interacting with each other. And you need that for creativity. You need that for imagination, because our kids don't have a lot of imagination anymore. The article I read, a neuroscientist actually said they're boring and they're bored. These children are bored and they're boring. If you talk to them like, well, what would you do if this happened? I don't know. I don't know. And they're unable to conjure images in their head. They're unable to have these mental exercises. Well, close your eyes, picture a ball moving from your wrist to your shoulder. It's a very simple meditative exercise, and I've had a lot of children, I can't do that. And it really saddened me. Like, you can't imagine a ball in your mind's eye, and they can't, because the TV's doing it for them, and at a very critical stage of their brain development, they're not exercising those areas of their brain. And there's a very specific window of time that you need to have your kids do that. Otherwise, they will not have that creative influx anymore. We had an article that I posted on our old website from Time magazine, and I will never forget it. It was discussing how America we were the leader in technology, in science. We were sending people to the moon. I just read, my partner just read a book about what we were doing with nuclear science back in the 1950s. It'll blow your mind, because you just don't see that much anymore. We're not the first in science. We're not the first in math. I don't even think we're the top 10 anymore. We're really losing our place on the world arena of science and math and creativity, because we're not exercising it with our children. Well, actually, I'm very, very lucky that I've been in education since I did med science since 2004. I got to work with teachers. I got to work with principals, so I had a lot of experience in the classroom. But when the house fire happened, that really set us back, and I also had my son, and I'm a single mom. So I actually moved to Maui to raise my son, and I took a hiatus from the business. It was just too hard to recover from the house fire and then moving off island. So we still performed shows. I had a wonderful employee, Electric Big Ed. A lot of people are pretty aware of him. He handled things while I was gone, but no marketing, no growing, just kind of letting it go. So to pay the bills, I became a substitute teacher. So I use a lot of that experience, and I actually go into classrooms. I do that pretty regularly now to pay the bills while I try to get Magic Science up and running again.
6, I think we have our witch's brew.
You can go to our website. It's www.magicsciencehawaii.com. And if you want to do birthday parties, we're there to educate your kids and have fun in an interactive, really unique way. Or you can give us a call at 808-463-5699 or email us at magicsciencehawaii@gmail.com.
Trick or treat!